You're like most practice owners, you're spending money on marketing and advertising, but you really don't have much of an idea as to exactly what it's doing for you or what it should be doing for you. To grow your practice, you need to know your numbers. We're going to address that today. So real quick, in this video, I'm going through a lot of numbers. You'll notice a trend recently. I'm focusing a lot more on the financial planning because I think you have to know your numbers to have confidence in your marketing investment and to understand what you need to do realistically to get from point A to point B. So we're going to go through some numbers in this video, but I wanted to give you an actual benchmark. If you go to Google and you type in cost to acquire a customer for med spas, what you're going to see is a range maybe from $200 to $600 in different articles. I saw one that was like $800 to $1,000. Looking at the book Med Spa Confidential, which I'm a big fan of, we had both the authors on our podcast. Highly recommend purchasing Med Spa Confidential no matter what stage you're at in your business. But they ballpark the average Botox customer, the average customer, as $300 cost to acquire a customer. So in the book, they say, expect for every $5,000 you spend on ads to have 15 people walk through the door, right? So over $300. And then they go into the math of why would you spend $300 for a $400 appointment, and understanding lifetime value and how that plays out over the course of months and years. But as you see in this video, the numbers we're looking at are a lot better than $300 cost to acquire a customer. We've got clients that are doing well under $100 cost to acquire a customer. But so I just wanted to reference that benchmark in context with the information we're going to go through in this video. Okay, so this idea for this video was prompted by a call I had with a client recently where we were going through her marketing investment and we've audited her numbers. We've talked to Allergan reps. I know our numbers are really, really good in terms of how much we get, how many leads we get for the given budget. So our cost per lead numbers and our conversion rates from leads to booked appointments with the automation tools we have in place. So when we audited this client's leads, our benchmarks were looking really good. We hit our benchmarks. We're getting Botox leads for $8, $9 a lead. We're converting 15%, maybe more of those into booked appointments. And so when we look at those benchmarks and we do that audit of leads coming in every month, we know we're in a good place with our marketing investment. We can confidently invest and know that it's going to help us grow our business and scale. Now, the problem comes when there's a misalignment between what you need as a practice owner and what you're spending on marketing. So misalignment of what you actually need to fill your calendar. So I asked this client, I said, how many appointments do you need per day to keep your calendar full on top of what you already have? Her answer was 10 to 12 new appointments per day on the books. So for the sake of this example, we ideally want to be getting leads from a bunch of different places, right? Our website organically, organic social media, word of mouth referrals, repeat bookings from previous patients should be a huge part of your daily bookings. But when we're saying we need to get 10 to 12 bookings a day and we're just talking about Facebook ads, let's just say we needed to use Facebook ads alone to get 10 new appointments a day on the books. Here's the problem with that when you don't understand the math and the numbers related to your marketing investment. So when we were converting, I'm gonna use actually worse numbers here, more conservative examples, just to make the point. If for every $1,000 you're pumping into Facebook ads, you're getting 100 leads. It's a $10 cost per lead. Good benchmark. So side note, you can pause this video, go look at your Facebook ads, look at your cost per lead. We've got clients doing as low as $4 and $5 cost per lead, some of them creeping a little over 10. I would say on average, $7 to $10 for leads on Facebook for Botox in this example. So for every $1,000, you're generating 100 leads at $10 per lead, right? With those 100 leads, again, with Facebook and Instagram, we know these people didn't wake up today actively searching for our services. So we use automations and some very well-crafted marketing language to follow up with those prospects consistently to get them to book at a maximum rate. So let's say that booking rate is 15%. That would mean for every $1,000 we're spending on ads, we're acquiring 15 new customers. So this client is spending a couple $1,000s a month total in ads, but it's spread across 3 or 4 different campaigns. So probably spending less than $1,000 a month, but let's say it's $1,000 a month on Botox ads. That means we'd be in a really good position. If you look at industry benchmarks, I can assure you these are great numbers. For every $1,000 you spend on ads, if you're able to acquire 15 patients, you're killing it. You should be off to the races as long as you're, and this is a big caveat, doing a great job retaining, upselling, cross-selling, and keeping patients coming back. But that's a that's a massive gap, 15 appointments a month versus what you need at 10 appointments a day, right? So when you look at that math, if we needed to reverse engineer into that, and you want to go through this exercise in your business, if you're saying I need 10 booked appointments a day, and my cost to acquire a customer is 1,000 divided by 15. In this example, it'd be $66 to acquire a customer. That would mean you'd be needing to spend $650 plus per day in marketing to fill your books. So make sure you don't have a misalignment, a gap that big between what you're hoping your marketing investment does for you. Don't just be living on a prayer, Bon Jovi. We want to understand the math of our business, have a realistic game plan for how we're going to book our calendar, diversifying efforts, making sure that business is coming in from multiple places, knowing our numbers. And then ultimately, as Dr. Carol Clinton said on our podcast episode, being able to right size if you're at a point in your business where you can't keep your calendar full and you don't have the resources to book the appointments you need to be. Go check out some of the podcast episodes. That was a really great one. Dr. Carol Clinton sadly passed away, I believe, earlier this year, but we were really grateful to have her on the podcast before that happened. So I strongly encourage you to go check out that episode and listen to the part where she talks about right-sizing your business. So thought that was a helpful tip today, because I know a lot of you are in a situation where you're probably spending money on ads, but you're just not getting the result that you want, or there's just too big of a gap between the amount of appointments you need to be filling versus what you're spending on ads to actually make that happen.